Good morning. I am here bright and early actually at the Dawon tea plantation here in Bosong. And when I say bright and early, like I got here before they actually opened. I was here at 8:30. They didn't open until 9. I was actually the first guest in. I had to wait for the ticket office to open, which that was kind of confusing being that I'm not Korean. So like I walked up to the ticketing gate thinking that that's where you could also pay for tickets, but it's not. It's actually across the way where like there's a little cafe and then there's a little box that has a little old lady in it that you buy your tickets from, and I figured it out. Let's just put it that way. And then I was able to come through, and one of the cool things is that they have a ton of brochures in Korean, but they also have it in English and Chinese. It's actually in both on this. This is about twice the size of the Korean one though. Like the Korean one like stops about there and is like that thick. So I am kind of wondering how I'm going to carry this around easily, but it's all good. The information in here is amazing. Like it has everything you need. The lady at the ticketing counter, she was so sweet. She was just like trying to explain to me what path to take. There's a map on here, and she actually told me what path to take and that it would take approximately about an hour to get through it. And if my timing is right, I planned on spending 2 hours here from 8:30 to 10:30-ish. I was overshooting that on purpose because I didn't know what the cafeteria situation was going to be like. Even though it's like 6 degrees centigrade right now, and I don't even know what that is in Fahrenheit. It's cold is what that is. I'm going to go eat some green tea ice cream because that's what this place is famous for. So I'm only halfway up the hill, so you could see the green tea hill. I'm at the central platform right now, and I will just make one note of this map. I mean, you know, I wouldn't expect it to be the most accurate of maps because of the way that it's set. It's just a drawing. But when you get to the tea house, when you come up to the bathroom and whatnot, and you get to the tea house, you actually have to make a right turn. The paths that go are not the correct, that like are in front of the tea house aren't the correct paths. I actually made that mistake and had to backtrack to get onto the official path. But I mean, when you're there, you're there. And what I mean by that is when you hit the central staircase, you know you've hit the central staircase. It's just stairs to heaven. So I've climbed up halfway and I got another half to go. I have to say this place is pretty fantastic. It was it's filled with bugs, by the way, so if you're not good with bugs, this might not be the place for you. I've been like, they've been flying all over me, and I just saw a huge hornet get stuck in one of the tea bushes, and he was like fighting his way around in it. And there's actually a dead hornet right next to me right here. I didn't see him until just now when I was setting up again the camera. Aside that point, the place is gorgeous, and there's a reason for that. This tea plantation has been around since 1939. It was destroyed during the Korean War. So I do find it funny that they claim that it was still around since 1939, but it was devastated during the Korean War. And what happened was a wealthy donor purchased the land and turned it more into a garden. There are tons of trees, tons of flowers, tons of other plants all over the tea garden now, and that's purposeful. The tea plantation, I'm sorry. And that's purposeful because some of it is practical. As you come up into the plantation, you'll notice that there's cedars that actually surround the entire plantation. It goes all the way up into the mountains and everything. And that's actually to create a windbreak. Somewhat of a windbreak, right? It's still windy. I don't know if it's picking up on the mic, but it's 6 degrees centigrade, like I said, and the wind really, like when it blows, it's cold. So there's that. And then the other was to just help the ecology of the area, and he planted certain things to help with flavors of the tea and items along those lines. And then lastly, some of it was artistic. Like apparently there's a bunch of cherry blossom trees on the far end over there. I won't actually be seeing them because it's fall, they're not in bloom, but it's also not on the recommended path that I take in order to enjoy the garden today from that ticketing lady. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on. I thought this was a nice flat platform to kind of pick up this video, so I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I am at the highest point of this plantation. It's called the Ocean Viewpoint because you could actually see the ocean from this point. It's pretty amazing. All the mountains and then the water. You could even see islands in the ocean in the distance. I don't know if the camera will pick it up because it's really bright. That sun's just really beating down. I will say this older lady at the ticketing gate saying that you could do this in an hour. That's impressive. She must be really fit because that was hard. I was just talking to an older guy just now. I mean, talking. He was speaking to me in Korean and I was just nodding and agreeing. He said that it took him about 45 minutes to go the opposite way to get up here. And I think he was asking how long it takes to get around the other way, and I didn't know how to answer. I just kept nodding and smiling, and he's like, oh, you don't speak Korean? I'm like, yeah, sorry. And so, but he did ask me to take his photo up here, which I was able to do. And so, yeah, I think I am running so behind, but since I am, I need to take a rest. Like, coming up this mountain was crazy. One cool thing that I was reading just now was that they harvest the tea here 3 to 4 times a year. And there's a reason for that. It's because there's different types of teas. Oh, we got incoming, so I'm gonna make my way to the next spot where there's no people and I can talk easily. So it occurred to me that I could actually just, as I'm walking down this path, talk, because there's no one here. I'm ahead of everybody for the most part, unless they decided to do the backwards path. And so I should be good. There should be no one in front of me technically. That being said, man, this lighting is really poor. Let's see if I can do anything about that. There we go. Okay, so as I was saying, they harvest tea 3 to 4 times a year, and there's a purpose for that. Depending on the time that they harvest the tea, will change the flavor and what they use the tea for. They have 5 types of teas that they talk about in this little cheat sheet that I have. The first is sejak, the first is wujian. And wujian is, they harvest it right after the snow. It's young tea. And according to this is collected after a severe winter. And this is actually considered the best, like the premium tea. It's also supposed to be the freshest and has the most gentle flavor. It's supposed to have a soft and fresh taste and created only in limited quantities. It's actually really hard to get since it's such a premium. And oh, okay, so I know where I'm at now. So I am currently standing in the cedar, like a cedar row. So I'm in the Sun Tree Trails, which that's what all these trees that I'm walking by are. They're all cedars, so not to cut into what I was just talking about for the tea, but I figured since I'm already here. So the next tea is sejak, which this is the most popular green tea. It's also known as jakso, and it's because the tea leaf actually looks like a bird tongue, and apparently that's what it translates to. The Chinese that's written on here, because they don't actually have it what it looks like in English, the second character is tongue. I don't know what the first character is. Tongue or flavor. And this is collected during the first part of May. Now the funny part is that I don't know how they segregate this, because the second tea is collected in the second half of May, and it's called jungjak. And it's just it's collected in the middle part of May and has a more generous taste is what the description is. So sure, finally, or I guess finally, there's 2 more teas actually. So then we come to Daejak. Daejak is also known as ipfa or ippa, and is made from leaves that are ripened more than jungjak and collected at the end of May, and contains the ingredient of green tea abundantly with astringent taste according to the buildup of tannin in it. So that is, again, how do they segregate beginning, middle, and end of May, right? And then the last is yepcha. That is fully ripened leaves that are collected in June, July time frame, and that is kind of what is the most popular that we see in drinking teas. I'm about to run into a dude here. That guy was fast. He wasn't behind me just now. That's weird. He must have not stopped at the observation deck. Anyhow, so those are the teas that they the teas that they have for this farm, or at least that Korea is famous for, right? And all right, and I'm back. That was not much of a waterfall, admittedly. It was more like a trickle. How is this a path? But it is 10:30 and I'm running slightly behind. I was hoping to get out by now, but that's actually okay. I'm coming up on the very end of this journey. There's just the stairwell down really now, and I am standing back in the middle of the tea gardens. And so I kind of just wanted to finish this off with, oh, you know what? I'm not going to finish it here because I'm going to go get the ice cream. I'll finish it there. I'll just add that onto this video. But, so, I'm losing my mask. It is so windy. So, the last thing that they kind of mention in this brochure are 4 things that really make green tea like important to us. And the first was that they mentioned is the green tea pack, which I find funny because it's something that most guys don't actually use. But you know, I've always wanted to try it, but I mean, I might buy some before I go home and see what it's all about. But it's supposed to help with antioxidants, and there's actually special like ingredients which help with melasma, freckles, and other items as such. Has a whitening effect as well, which, I mean, I'm not into that whole Asians being white thing, so it's okay. The next was a green tea bath, and this is actually, after using your green tea bags, you should put it in your bath, and what it does is it makes your skin like smoother and silkier, and it actually helps with your hair and hair growth, which is kind of neat. And then there's the removing odor, which that's kind of self-explanatory. Dry tea bags into like your shoes or whatever, and it removes the odors from the shoes. But the more interesting note on that was plates and vases and things that are made out of ceramics that actually have like an odd odor when you take them out of the box or first get them. If you put dry tea bags on it, it actually absorbs the odor off of that plate. So there's no more of that, like, I don't want to call it a chemically smell, but like maybe it's like it will get rid of any unpleasant odors that ceramics has. And I thought that was neat. I didn't know that you could do that. And then the last is for food poisoning and motion sickness. That's not by drinking tea, that's actually by chewing on tea leaves. There's actually something in the tea, what is it? Carthage? There's carthage in the tea. And if you chew on it, it actually helps negate those the motion sickness or food poisoning effects, which I thought was really neat. But okay, I thought this was a stairwell. It's not. It's actually a path. So walk down very carefully, and let's go get some ice cream. Be back in just a moment. Welcome back, and I got my ice cream. It's warmed up quite a bit. It's like 10 degrees outside now. Not that that's warm, but... Been helping older folk left and right here. Like at the machine just now, there was a cool old dude who was just getting upset at the machine because he's like, he put his credit card in and he's like, give me the ice cream. And I'm like, you gotta order it. And so I kind of helped him throughout the whole thing. And then I didn't know he wanted more than one item, so I just bought him the one ice cream. And then another guy came in and helped him order everything he wanted. He got a huge tray of stuff. So anyhow, let's get to the green tea ice cream. Oh. Wow. Couple things about it. First, it's nothing like Japanese green tea ice cream. I actually wonder if I turn this way, if the lighting will be better. It's nothing like Japanese green tea ice cream. It's fragrant in a different way. And that's to let you know what number. You get a receipt with a number on it, and that's calling out the number. There's like a bitter aftertaste, like, and it's very dry. It dries out the tongue. Not necessarily bad, but I think I prefer Japanese green tea ice cream. Kind of an aside, I'm the only one sitting on the inside cafe. Everybody else is sitting outside right now. But I figured I'm gonna be eating ice cream in the cold. I also got a cup of coffee, but it's quite populated now, and it's actually worried me. So, but anyhow, I am actually running out of time. I need to get to the temple, and I want to get to this ride today, and hopefully they don't sell out before I get there. That's my biggest worry. Seems to be the ongoing like bad luck that I have. But I am gonna hop into the souvenir store and see if I can buy some green tea to bring home for the fam. So anyhow, this experience has been awesome. I would say if you're gonna come here to definitely plan out for at least 2 hours. The 1 hour was kind of a pipe dream. After getting to the top part, I'm like, yeah, that was an hour itself. So, totally worth seeing. Everything is really cool looking. This is worth trying. My preference is just on the Japanese green tea. Like I said, it's good. It's just, I think I've had better. So, anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here, and I will see you in the next one.